everybody, and welcome to a big night of James Monroe basketball. After being in Riverview last week, girls are coming looking to get back on the right track after taking a loss down there, but they have a doozy in front of them here. It's the Lady Spartans of Greenbrier East coming in with their 10-6 quadruple A record. This was a fight last time these two teams got together. Greenbrier East was able to come away in that second half, but through the first half it was a closer game. That started off the season for the Mavericks. We're going to see how things have changed since that time. Starting lineup here for the Lady Spartans is going to be Kennedy Stewart, Caden Stewart, Caroline Dotson, Ryan White, and Hannah Fuller. You're getting ready to get your James Monroe starting lineup, and I already see one change in this lineup for tonight. We're going to have Mary Beth Meadows, Addison Hines, Haley Honeycutt, Maggie Borowski, and Ava Dunlap is going to be coming into the starting lineup tonight. You know what happened last time she was in that starting lineup. She walked away with a player of the game.
Yes, the season's gone on now. You know, we've seen a lot of players mature just throughout the season here. Not to mention started off last season, and Coach Hines is looking to take advantage of every minute he can get.
That's exactly right. I said Lady Mavericks went down and kind of got surprised there this past week when they ran into a bit of a buzzsaw down there in Riverview.
Yeah,
post game toward the end there.
Sure, they'd like to have that back.
Yeah, that's one you definitely want back. I mean, that's the battle of the purples there, and that's one you don't want to lose. It seems like it always comes down to those two teams at the end of this region.
But having dropped that, you know, they could come back and beat the larger school here tonight, you know, and gain back a lot of that respect they might have lost throughout that trip down there to the county.
That's absolutely right. The team's getting ready to go. Borowski's going to be in the center circle. She's going to be jumping off against Hannah Fuller, who's a 6'1" freshman for the.
That's a tall 6'1", too.
Yeah, we got a little look at her in the JV game there for a bit. Ball's up in the air. Of course, that's going to be tipped back. Taken out by Dunlap, though. She drives in, gets a shot up at the rim. It's going to be blocked. That's blocked by Ryan White. It's going to be coming back this way, controlled by Kennedy Stewart. Greenbrier East wasted no time, gets a pass right into Fuller, puts it up and down, just like we were talking about.
Yeah, James Monroe's going to have to realize they're going to have to play against the height and figure out some way to neutralize that on the defensive end.
Pass up to Dunlap, comes off her fingertips into the hands of Fuller, and now it's coming back this way, controlled by White. She's going to get it over to Kennedy Stewart, and they're going to push the issue here. Spartans, like I said, wasting no time. They're wanting to get this going. They're going to go over to Caden Stewart. She's guarded close by Dunlap. Feeds the ball into Dotson. Dotson goes over to the corner to White. White works the ball toward the top of the key, guarded close by Honeycutt. She's going to poke it away. They're going to say it stays with the Spartans as it trickles out of bounds.
Down low, James Monroe's going to have to play up game position because they're giving up height, and it's played into the defensive end for East thus far, and also the 2 points they've scored. So James Monroe's going to have to play a position game to negate some of that height from East.
Stewart with the ball. Her sister's going to set a screen for her on Mary Beth, but they're able to double team and get it back now to Cadence. She's going to drive to her right against Mary Beth, feeds into the corner to White. White works back to the top, almost stolen away by Honeycutt, has to give up her dribble. Now they get it into Fuller. Fuller in the lane, shot up, no good. Rebound brought down by Hines. Tight defense here on the press by the Spartans. Ball over to Honeycutt, now gets it up to Borowski. Borowski finds Hines. She thought about the three and said she's going to fire all the way across to Mary Beth, who puts up a three and drills it. Mavericks take a quick lead, 3-2, 6:30 to go in the first quarter. That's what you want to see
and
coming from the guard.
that takes care of the height situation right there.
Stewart with the ball, feeds over to the other Stewart. She's going to drive into the lane, now kicks it back out to White. White at the top of the key, guarded there by Honeycutt. She goes back to Kennedy Stewart. Stewart drives in, nice bounce pass to Fuller, who puts it up off glass for two. Going to have to watch her underneath. She's going to be a force here tonight. The ball stolen out of the air by White. She's coming back, feeds in to Caden Stewart. Shot up and good. After watching this transition here, don't turn it over. Spartans look like they're going to press for most of these possessions. We're going to get a foul here on the press. That's going to be against Caden Stewart.
Yeah, the inbound play there where James Monroe turned it over on. The offensive James Monroe players had already turned their back. They didn't realize that East was in the press off the inbound play there. They're going to have to be cognizant of that. Looks like off made baskets anyway.
Spartans drop back into a 2-3. Shot up by Hines is rejected by White. It's up in the hands of Caden Stewart. She's hassled. She comes across midcourt. And she's going to set things up. Goes to Caden Stewart.
Wow.
Shoots a long three. Long rebound out to Mary Beth Meadows, and she's going to be fouled. And that's going to be against Caden Stewart. That's two.
Yeah, she is the big cog in this Greenbrier East team. So, or either of the Stewarts.
2 quick fouls on her in the first 3 minutes of this game. So I have to see.
It'd be nice to see her spend part of the second quarter on the bench. She picks up the third one. You'd about think she'd have to.
Yeah, Coach Justice not looking toward his bench yet. Honeycutt with a mid-range jump shot up in the air, leaves it short. It's going to be taken out by Caden Stewart. Ball almost poked away there by Dunlap. She's able to recover, drives all the way into the lane, gets a shot up, and gets it to go. Hines had position there, but she went right around her and got a shot up. Kind of a tough shot, though. Mavericks trusting to get the ball over. Now they gets it up to Hines. Hines drives in the lane. She's going to try to get a shot up, gets it up and down. She had to cross over onto the other side of the backboard, but was able to get it to drop. Quite the move. Mavericks still trail by 3 now, 5-8, under 5 to go in the first quarter. Kennedy Stewart with the ball, works against Mary Beth. She drives in the lane, now kicks out to White. Sorry, that is Dotson. Dotson going to have the ball taken away. They're going to call a kick ball on the Mavericks. It's going to stay here with Green.
Yeah, passed over. She's trying to pass over at 55. And,
Kennedy Stewart's going to have an inbound here on her baseline. Looking to get it in. Fuller's calling for it. Instead, she's going to feed all the way back out to White. White goes to Stewart. Stewart guarded close by Hines. Not going to let her get by her at all. Finally feeds out to Kennedy. Stewart's going to push up a 3. In and out. Rebound brought down by Addison. Hines working to get the ball across. Still tight defense there. Now over to Mary Beth. She's going to kick back to Honeycutt. Honeycutt pushes a 3 up, leaves it on the front of the iron. Watched her in warm-up. She was hitting those 3s. So let's see if she can find that stroke here a little bit. And there's wide open underneath. It's Caroline Dotson on transition. Gets it up, in, and a foul. So she's going to walk to the line for a chance for 3.
No, that was called a travel.
Oh, they're going to call that a travel.
Yep.
Oh,
She traveled before she even put the ball on the floor.
Okay, I thought they had called the foul there. You said it's going to go to Hines. Gets a pass to Honeycutt, and we're going to get out of bounds there on the Spartans. It was tapped out of Honeycutt's hand.
James Monroe didn't have any trouble with the press that time. Beat it with the pass. Just basically 2 touch passes, and they were underneath their own basket almost.
Ball into Hines. Defense able to collapse on her, but she finds Mary Beth Meadows, who drills another 3 from the left side wing. Too early, and that ties it up.
Accidentally wound up double teaming Addison that time, and look who they left open.
Yeah, I don't think you can leave Mary Beth open right there. Stewart with a 3. She leaves it on the back of the iron. Ball's tipped around. It's going to be brought down by Caden Stewart. She's tied up in the corner. Ball in to Dotson. We're going to get a whistle. I think that's going to be a foul on Hines.
Yep.
That'll be her first, but she's going to check out here and let Emily Bailey get some time. Ball gets in to White. White goes to the top. Caden Stewart. She drives the lane on the left side, gets a shot up on glass. No good. Rebound brought down by Borowski. Borowski's going to run the court. She's got some speed here. A couple of Spartans up ahead of her. She's going to kick it over to Honeycutt, who drives in, shot off the other side of the glass, and gets it to go. There's that reverse again. We saw it from Hines earlier. Now we're seeing it from Honeycutt. Maybe that gets her going here. 10-8 now. Mavericks with a 2-point lead. Stewart drives in, puts up a wild shot, but Fuller's going to bring it down, put it back in for 2, and she is going to be fouled, so that she will go to the line for a 3-point play.
I believe it's going to be.
It's going to be on Emily Bailey.
Yeah, it's going to be on her Maggie. But that's having to play against all that height. You know, it's either position game or you're going to pick up a lot of fouls.
Foul shot on the way. Nice looking shot from the big one.
And you expect she's going to go back to the line. This won't be her only trip there tonight.
Sometimes you see post players have some trouble with that foul shot. She had absolutely none. Mary Beth with another 3, leaves that one on the front of the rim, but it's brought out by Dunlap. She finds Borowski. Borowski kicks out to Honeycutt. Honeycutt with a wide open 3. Oh, just can't get it to drop. It's going to be brought out by the Spartans. It's going to go over to Caden Stewart. Stewart drives in, is going to kick back out to Dotson. Dotson with the 3, hits back iron, but a long rebound goes out to White. Now back to Dotson at the top of the key. She's guarded by Borowski. She's going to feed back to Kennedy Stewart. Now to Caden Stewart. Stewart with the straightaway 3, leaves it off the back of the iron. Now Borowski gets the rebound. Gets up to Dunlap, but crossed her up. Dunlap had turned over her left looking for the ball. It kind of went over her right shoulder, and it's going to go out of bounds. A little unforced error there as the Mavericks trying to take advantage of some numbers up ahead.
Yeah, you know, when fast break, you always expect the ball to be in a lane between you and the basket, not on the outside of you and the basket. Just went to the wrong side of she wasn't expecting it to. And a little bit of a long lead on it anyway.
Kennedy Stewart now, she's going to go into the corner to Ryan White. White passes in to Dodson, gets in a little bit of trouble, kicks it back out to White. Now the ball's tipped in the air as they try to get it to Fuller. It's still being bounced around. White comes away with it to Fuller. Fuller gets a shot up and good. It's just a 50-50 ball, and the Spartans were able to come away with it. Borowski crosses midcourt, fires all the way across to Bailey. Bailey finds Hines. Hines is going to push up a three from the left side. Trickles across the basket, no good. Kennedy Stewart's going to bring the ball up for the Spartans. Going to set things up here at the top of the key. Now works to her left, gets a pass over to Stewart. Stewart with a three, not able to get that to go. Spartans putting up a lot of threes, not getting a lot of success here, but they're definitely getting the offensive rebounds. That comes down, and Hasson's able to tie that up, but it's going to stay with the Spartans. There's a lot of threes we've seen here early from the Spartans. They haven't connected on any so far. Let's see if that changes or if they start going inside more. And there's a shot from White on the inbound, gets up a mid-range jumper and nails it. Pushes a 15-10 lead now. Meadows drives in, stops the foul line, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound, fought for, brought out by Mary Beth. She goes to Honeycutt. Honeycutt pushes up an open three, leaves it on the front of the rim. Spartans are going to track that down in the corner. A couple early looks here for Haley Honeycutt. She hasn't been able to find that three range yet. See if that shows up. Into Fuller. Fuller loses the ball, though. It's going to be taken out by Honeycutt. Honeycutt runs. She's going to take it all the way in. She's going to be fouled as she goes in for the layup. Going to have a chance at two here.
Well, if you're going to foul somebody shooting a layup, that's the way to foul. Make sure no chance at a three-point play. East on the other side, I'm not sure why they're taking all those threes. If I had Fuller and number 33,
it's Ryan White.
Ryan White. If I had them there, that would be the everything my offense would be built around.
Honeycutt's first free throw attempt's going to come off the back iron, no good.
So looking at a 10-15 ball game, 5-point lead for East right now with a minute left in the first quarter.
We're going to have Chloe Shires check in for her first minute. She's going to get in here for Emily Bailey. So starting lineup right now, except for Shires, is Ian Dunlap's on the bench. Honeycutt's second shot's on its way. That one rolls everywhere but down. My goodness, and it's going to be rebounded out by Fuller. And ball tipped in the air, stolen by Borowski. She's going to be fouled. That's going to go against McKenna McClure, who's new into the game.
That's the first pressure defense we've seen by James Monroe there, and they resulted in a quick, easy turnover with just under a minute left.
Borowski was able to snag that ball and just take the contact. Meadows will bring it across.
He's sucked into his zone now.
Finds Honeycutt in the corner. Honeycutt pushes up the three, leaves it long. That's going to be brought out by White. Now, ball stolen away behind her back. She gets it over to Borowski. Borowski puts up a shot and gets it to go. That's going to be good for two. I don't know how she stole that ball. Kind of just rolled around behind her. She trapped it off of her back and was able to throw it over to Borowski. Mavericks here get a pass off of the foot. It's on the ground, going to be fought for. Spartans are going to come away with it. Now it's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Borowski. Mavericks had a chance at a steal there at about a quarter court.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, if you look who's on the bench for the Spartans. Their ball handler.
That's right.
Their leader.
Caden Stewart is over there right now with those two fouls. 10 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
We'll definitely be holding it for the last shot.
Kennedy Stewart's got it in her hand. She's going to have to do something with it here in a second. We're down to three. She works her way into the corner. She's not going to get a shot up. She dribbled all the way around, kind of got herself trapped in the corner. By the time she got the pass out, the clock would run down. So empty possession there to end the quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Like saying, remember, look how tall that girl
After one quarter of action, hey, this is a great ball game. 12-15, Mavericks trail by 3. But, they kind of tracked back into this thing. Got a couple of fouls here on Spartan leader Caden Stewart. Had her set for a few minutes. She's going to be back in to start this quarter.
Team fouls. Greenbrier East picked up 14 fouls in one quarter. So,
how do those first quarter stats look?
Let's see. We got Mary Beth Meadows with 1 steal, 6 points, 1 rebound. Addison Hines, 1 steal, 2 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 foul. Haley Honeycutt with 1 steal, 2 points, and 1 turnover. She's 0-2 from free throw line. Maggie Borowski, 2 steals, 2 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, and a turnover. And Ava Dunlap with 1 rebound, and Emily Bailey with the other foul for the Mavericks in the first quarter.
First possession for the Mavericks. They work it over into the corner to Honeycutt. She drives up the lane, but it's a rejection there.
Not going to be much there, I'd say, throughout the night.
Yeah, but that's going to go out of bounds on the Spartans. Now we're going to have Hines with a 3 from the left side, and she drills it. That's going to tie the game at 15, folks.
That's probably the prettiest shot I've seen all season from Addison Hines. That was a confident stroke right there.
Absolutely. I want to see some more of that here. We're going to get a 3 from the Spartans. It's long, but brought down by Hines. Now they get it up to Mary Beth. She's going to drive in, now turns around into the lane, finds Haley Honeycutt. Honeycutt's going to push up an open 3. Doesn't get that one to go. I'm waiting for her to find that shot. She's had a few looks. If she can find that shot tonight, she could get hot.
Well, that's the spot she wanted. She's taking every one of them from that spot right there, just off the right wing.
Just hasn't found that range tonight. She had it a couple weeks ago in Montcalm. She had a bunch of those shots. Let's see if she can find some of that here tonight. And stolen away by Honeycutt. Steps right in front of Caden Stewart. She's going to drive in, lay up and good. She can hit it from right there, no problem.
She's going to tell you, Boomer, she don't need no three-pointers. She'll take the steal and go for layups all night long.
Haley Honeycutt has always provided some edge to this team, and she's doing it right now on defense, turning that into offense. Ball smacked away. It's going to end up in McClure's hand. She works back out to the corner, feeds back into Fuller. Fuller triple team. Ball's on the ground. Addison Hines dives down, gets it, and that's going to stay with the Spartans.
Yeah, James Monroe is able to take advantage of double team Fuller due to the fact that the other girl, 33, is on the bench right now, so she's pretty much got the big target on her back.
We just had Elizabeth Wooding check in, and she's actually going to come in for Hannah Fuller, so she's not on court right now. Caden Stewart with a shot right in front of the rim. She gets that to go. That's going to tie things at 17. Ball up to Borowski across midcourt. She goes all the way across to Mary Beth. Mary Beth finds Addison in the inside, and she's going to travel as she tried. Kind of got caught in between driving that lane and kicking it over to Borowski.
Yeah, I think she started off with the initial putting the ball on the floor, realized the defender was too close, and by that point there was already a step almost gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the first meeting, I don't know if you guys talked about it, but we only scored 8 points in the first quarter up there at Greenbrier East. We scored 12 this time.
Yeah, we talked about being really interested in seeing how this team would come along since that first game. There's McClure driving in. She's going to run right into Hines. Hines blocks the shot. Ball up to Borowski. All alone. Layup good. Mavericks take another 2-point lead. 19-17. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Kennedy Stewart with the ball. Works against Borowski at the top of the key. Goes to McClure. McClure comes back to the middle. She's going to find Caden Stewart inside to Wooding. Wooding caught there, goes back out to McClure, now back into Wooding on the baseline. Finds McClure cutting. McClure shot up, no good. They're going to call a travel. I think Greenbrier East thought that was going to be a foul on Addison Hines, but they're going to call the travel.
The possession prior when Addison created a turnover. That's just good positional defense. She's using her body and paying attention where her hands are at, keeping her hands from getting herself into trouble, resulting in a turnover.
Meadows comes across midcourt. She's going to find Hines on the left side. Gets a pass into Dunlap, but just a little tall, not able to bring it down. Instead, it's going to be brought out by Dotson. Dotson running the court. She's looking to drive all the way in. Gets a pass over to Wooding, but they're going to call a blocking foul on Mary Beth. It should be on the floor. It is. Just third team foul here for the Mavericks.
I think that one could have probably went either way. Mary Beth definitely didn't have position, but Caroline Dotson also had that elbow extended.
Ball tipped away and stolen by Mary Beth on the inbounds. She drives in, going to run into the defender. They're going to call the charge there, I think. Ooh, I don't know. Wish I could see a replay on that. It sure looked like her feet were moving.
Either way, I'm not sure why you drive the ball in right there. It's 2 on 1.5. you've got a 19-17 lead this early in the game.
It's going to be 2 quick fouls on Mary Beth. Have to see what happens there. I think she's going to get a little bit of a breather here for the next couple minutes. Don't want to get her that 3rd foul cheap here at this part of the game.
Yeah,
Mavericks with a 2-point lead.
I think they brought Honeycutt in there right before the timeout, so she'll sub in for Mary Beth, so that way Mary Beth don't pick up that cheap 3rd foul.
5:20 to go now in the second quarter. Mavericks with a 2-point lead. So this is going to be a little bit different story, I think, than what that first game was. We'll have to see how the second half and the rest of this quarter go, but right now the Mavericks looking like a different team, showing why they have that number 6 ranking in the state in single A.
Yeah, East, I'm not sure. You know, they're putting up all these threes. Hardly, I don't think I think they made one. Did they make one? Had they made one? I don't even know if they made one or not. And yet, every time they get the ball down low, it's pretty much 2 points every time.
Well,
And-
I'm going to tell you.
And they, for some reason, the 2 points down there in the paint just aren't good enough for them. They'd rather have the 3-point attempt that doesn't produce anything for them. If they continue to play like that the whole game, they're going to lose.
If you have watched Greenbrier East in the past, I don't know, 7-8 years, that is all this team does is shoot 20 to 25 3-pointers a game. And sometimes they have those 3-point shooters. Like say the Stewart sisters, they're normally on fire, but when you get somebody on them, no, it doesn't happen that way.
Hannah Fuller and Caden Stewart are going to be back in the lineup right now after the timeout. Ball stolen away there by Dunlap. Takes it right away from Stewart. Has a cleared lane, drives in, shot up, gets it to go, and she's going to be fouled. They'll go against Kennedy Stewart. That's going to be her first. We're going to have 2 points there, and Ava Dunlap's going to have a shot at the foul line.
The old-fashioned 3-point play.
It'd be good to see her convert there.
Mavericks able to get some hands in these passing lanes, and they've made it count. Shot up, off the rim, not able to get it to go. Ball fought for on the ground, and they're going to be able to get it over to Dotson. She's going to bring it down the court. Into Fuller. Fuller all by herself down low, gets a shot up. Shires is able to get there and to get in the way just enough to make her miss that shot from really close. Mavericks come away with the rebound. Over to Hines in the left corner, gets a shot up. Too strong, rebound in the lane, brought out by Honeycutt. Honeycutt going to get a 3. She puts it up. Too strong, rebound brought out by Stewart. Mavericks going to press here off the miss. Spartans get it across. Now over to Kennedy Stewart. She drives into the middle, kicks it over, and we're going to get a travel. That goes to Ryan White, and she thought about the shot and then took a step, and we've seen that over and over and over this season, where that happens and they get that travel. They're going to call that every time. Broski controls over midcourt. Mavericks with a 4-point lead here, 21-17 against the Lady Spartans. Dunlap in the corner, tries to get a pass into Shire. She's going to be knocked away by Dotson out of bounds. They'll stay with the Mavericks. Ball trickled all the way out into the hallway, I think, so we'll get that back.
Came back with some chili on it, didn't it?
Dunlap will have the ball on the baseline. He's going to find Hines underneath. Hines turns, puts a shot up against Fuller. Fuller smacks it away, but it's going to go out of bounds against the Mavericks. Will set this up and have another shot at it. Ball into Hines again. Works her way into the lane, and we're going to get a 3-second. We're going to get a timeout. Okay. We're going to get a timeout here by the Mavericks. Coach Hines must have saw something he wanted, because we were in the middle of running that play and they had got it in, I think, to where they wanted it. But he must have saw something in those first 2 attempts he wants to try to exploit right here. So we'll see what he draws up. 4:13 to go now in the second quarter. Mavericks with a 4-point lead still, 21-17. Mavericks have had a lot of opportunities down here when they haven't been able to capitalize as well. Like I was saying, if Haley Honeycutt can find that 3-point shot, this offense could really take off here tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Hines about that a couple weeks ago, and he said that's all we do in practice with Haley. We try to find her shot. We try to find it. We try to find it. Because if we can, just like you said, the offense will be unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
But just right now, she can't find it just yet. Maybe by tournament time, that'll be the time for it.
Into Borowski. She gets a shot up. Doesn't get it to go, but she's going to be fouled. Think that's going to go against Caroline Dotson. See when they finally signal it in.
It is.
Yep.
That was very close because Caden Stewart was right in the vicinity also.
It's going to be the 6th on them, so everything from here is going to be going to the line. Shot up and good.
Well, that's definitely good news for James Monroe. Pretty consistent, pretty good team from the free throw line. So anytime it
Shot is on the way, gets that one to go. Those are just two stunning-looking free throw form there from Borowski. A lot of confidence when she lets go of that thing's going in.
Yeah, to a 6-point lead now with 4 minutes left in the half. So
feed the ball over to Stewart. She drives inside. Trying to find her way around Borowski. Can't. Gets it over to Dotson. Dotson's going to stop, put up a mid-range jumper. In and out, no good. Brought down by Shires. Shires finds Honeycutt. Under 4 minutes to go now. Honeycutt comes across midcourt, steps up, finds Borowski. Borowski drives baseline, now kicks it inside to Dunlap. Dunlap back out to Shires to Hines. Hines gets a defender in the air, drives in, shot up underneath. Can't get it to go. Tipped around, brought out by Caden Stewart. Got Fuller up in the air, went around her, but just kind of got too deep in. Now Stewart with the ball, drives in, shot up off glass, no good, brought down by Hines. Hines is going to slow the offense down now. 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go here in the quarter. Mavericks with a 6-point lead. This is their biggest lead of the game, 23-17 right now. They really want to extend on this the next 3 minutes and go into this halftime with as big a lead as they possibly can. Dunlap with the ball goes into Hines. Hines is looking around for some help. Now she's going to drive all the way across the baseline, goes to Borowski, a little tall, now to Honeycutt. Honeycutt with another wide open three. Oh, doesn't get that one to go. I mean, these look like they're good shots coming down, and they are just finding pieces of the rim. Stewart drives. Now we're going to get a whistle. Going to be a foul. Let's see who they call that
Maggie.
against. Going to be against Maggie. I believe that's her first. Only the 15th foul for the Mavericks, so it's going to be on the floor.
Yeah, I didn't even hear the whistle. Did anybody else hear a whistle?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Very light whistle.
Like I say, we're doing, whoa, what happened?
We're going to have Bailey come in. Hines is going to get a seat on the, they didn't call that on Hines, did they?
No, that was on Borowski.
Okay, the ball's out to White now, to McClure. McClure feeds into Caden Stewart. Now back out to McClure, thinks about the shot, and she's going to travel. Same situation. You think about that shot, and then you take the step, and that gets the whistle.
That's like he's going to press off the inbound play here.
Yeah, you can hear Coach Jim Justice saying all over the floor, all over the floor. That's their press.
Gets the ball into Bailey, now up to Borowski across midcourt. Borowski has an opening here. She's going to drive in. Now stops, kicks back out to Shires. Shires over to Bailey. Bailey puts up a jump shot, can't get that to go. Rebound out to McClure. Borowski wanted to take that in, but Fuller beat her down there, and she gives up about 47 inches to Fuller, so she didn't take that shot. Now to Stewart. Stewart pushes up the three, no good. Brought down by Honeycutt. Honeycutt drives in. She does have a lane. Gets a shot up off glass and good.
She simply beat everybody else down the court. Had a defender in front of her. The defender just didn't care to get down there and establish position. She could have.
She wasn't going to try to take another foul. That would have been the second on Kennedy Stewart.
You can play defense without fouling.
Jump shot up. Fuller gets the rebound, but it's stolen away by Borowski. She gets a Euro step in, and they're going to call the travel. Yeah.
It was a good call there.
Yeah, she had going to be a tough shot from there anyway because she had taken about an extra step and got underneath the basket. I don't think she could have had a look at getting anything in right there. It's going to be Spartan ball. Over to Caden Stewart. Now to White in the corner. She pushes up the three. Misses everything. Rebound brought down. Fought for. Shires is going to clear it out. She goes to Dunlap. Comes up to Honeycutt. Honeycutt's going to cross midcourt with the ball. Minute 30 now. Mavericks with an 8-point lead. She goes to Shires.
Now, like we're doing here, spreading the floor out, seeing how much they can stretch the defense.
Dunlap with the ball. Tries to feed it in to Bailey, and Fuller just steps in front of it and takes it away.
She can't mail a letter before you send a pass.
That, I'm looking at the bench, and Hines is stepping back up. I kind of expected to see that. Oh, Caden Stewart gets a nice shot up from the baseline driving and gets it to go in.
Thought they might press off the inbounds play. James Monroe's had no trouble beating this press this time. One of the only times in the year I've seen them beat the press easily without putting the ball on the floor.
Under a minute to go now. The Mavericks would like a whistle. Oh, And we're going to get that whistle as Honeycutt had given up her dribble as she came across midcourt, and McClure just mugged her. Did everybody a favor. That's going to let Hines and Mary Beth check back into this game with 47 seconds to go. Keeps possession here, and you're going to see Haley Honeycutt going to the line for a 1-and-1.
Yeah,
for a foul that was about 50 feet away from the basket.
Very fortuitous for James Monroe there because she was kind of on an island there, nowhere to go with the ball.
One of the assistant coaches over there on the bench for Greenbrier East was saying she threw an elbow. The only reason she threw an elbow is because your team was hugging her.
Honeycutt gets that one to go. Yeah, self-defense at that point, I think.
Yeah, well, you can move the ball. Physics, anatomy dictates that your elbows are going to move when you move the ball.
Well, you're protected in the cylinder, and that was the invasion of that. And she gets a second one to go, so found those foul shot range, so maybe that can translate to a 3 here in a minute. Push the lead back to 8, 27-19, just over 40 seconds to go. Ball to White. She goes back into Fuller. Ball's knocked away, taken out by Honeycutt. And that's going to be stolen on the floor. We're going to get a foul. Who are they going to call that on? They're going to call that on. They're going to call it on. Oh, they're going to call it on Honeycutt.
Yeah. Or I'm sorry, Honeycutt after she was on the floor. I'm sorry, not Baggy.
So 32 seconds now. Mavericks with an 8-point lead. It's going to be back to the Spartans. But again, we're seeing the Mavericks just able to get hands up in these passing lanes and knock the ball around, and good things have happened.
You can tell East is usually their taller players are comfortable catching that ball without defending against the defense, if that makes sense.
25 seconds now. Looks like the Spartans are going to try to hope for this final shot. We saw what happened last time. They weren't able to actually get a shot up at the end of the first quarter. So let's see if she makes a move a little bit earlier. But Kennedy Stewart right now, the Mavericks giving her room to operate on the outside. They don't want to give up anything inside. And that's going to be stolen away as they try to get a pass in. Hines takes it. She's going to drive all the way. 5 seconds to go. She's in, shot up, and they're going to call the charge there. I thought she took some contact in the back as she was coming in. That's going to be the third foul on Hines, too, with a second left on the clock. Oh, that is the second on hers. It was Mary Beth who had two. Into McClure, she mishandles it. That's going to be the half. But even with that foul at the end, not the way you wanted to end it, but Mavericks with an 8-point lead here against the Spartans going into halftime.
Can't ask much more than that. Both teams would like to have the last couple of possessions back because
the Spartans started this half out on a tear, but kind of faded away, and the Mavericks were able to take advantage of it. Some steals, some transition offense, and some timely three-pointers. We're going to take a break for halftime. We'll be right back, have all the rundown of the first half. Second half action is going to come your way. Don't go anywhere. This is one to be here for. Let's just talk about Greenbrier East here for a second. You know, we talked about them being a good team. They're not ranked in the top 10 in Quad A right now, but they're 10-6 on the season. But let's look at some of the losses they've had. So, lost to John Marshall, lost to Reynoldsburg, Ohio, lost to Johnson County, Kentucky, lost to Woodrow Wilson, Hurricane, and Mingo Central. There's not a bad team on that list of teams they lost to. I mean, this isn't, you know, a 10-6 team who's played, you know, nobody. This is a team who's gone out some big games, traveled out of state and played games. They've been through the fire, and they've come out with a 10-6 record. This is a good team you've got in this gym here tonight.
Well, and like you're saying there, I remember watching the Greenbrier East Woodrow Wilson game back on Video Productions, and I'm going to tell you right now, you shut down the Stewart twins, Stewart sisters, whatever, you got a chance against Greenbrier East because Woodrow Wilson put the clamps on them that night. They couldn't hit a shot, and I think Woodrow beat them by like 20.
Yeah, it was close. It was, I think, 16 here at the end of that game.
Yeah.
We're about ready to get back to action. Halftime has ended. Mavericks have retaken the floor. Looks like the Spartans are getting ready to join. We're going to have both teams starting lineups from earlier out. And that's how we're going to get things started here in the second half. Mavericks will start with the ball and an 8-point lead. Meadows comes across midcourt. Spartans going to drop back into that 2-3. Goes to Honeycutt, back to the top. Mary Beth, she drives in, gets a pass over to Borowski in the corner. Shot up, no good. Brought down by Honeycutt. She's going to be tied up. They're going to call the jump ball. That's going to be back to the Spartans. But the offensive rebound right there does let the Mavericks steal the arrow. Just find that as an advantage when you can get the arrow back on a time when it really should have been Spartan ball anyway or opponent ball anyway, like off of an offensive rebound. Work the ball into Dotson. Going to try to dribble, get inside. It's going to be knocked away. Oh, knocked away by Borowski, but Mary Beth had turned around to defend her player and didn't see the ball trickle around. I think she'd have had a shot at it. Ball up, going to be knocked away, out of bounds by Hines, going to stay with the Spartans. Inbound here for Kennedy Stewart. She's going to go in, finds White all the way across to Dotson. Dotson gets a pass into Fuller, and she misses the shot right in front of the rim. Ball tipped up, kind of a soft pass over there. Stewart was able to get her hand in there, but knocked it out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Mavericks. Some luck there on their part. Meadows will control the top of the key. Spartans going to set back in there 2-3. Go to Honeycutt, now back to the top to Borowski on the other side. Now back to Meadows. Meadows tries to get a pass into Hines, but it's knocked away and stolen. Ball's taken out by Dotson. She's going to drive all the way, layup, up and good. And that's going to cut the lead to 6 now, 27-21.
Here's the thing. Lady Spartans are sitting in a 2-3 zone. They're giving you time to run off the clock. Run the time off the clock.
That's yeah.
Stretch your offense out.
And then, when
defense out.
then when they come out on you, it's going to be foul city all day long.
Yeah, defense is just like a piece of cloth, man. The farther you pull it apart, the bigger the holes are.
Exactly.
Quick foul on Dotson, and that's going to bring her out of the game. They're going to bring McClure back in. Now, McClure, when she's been in this game so far, she's been hunting the three-point shot, and she did find one of them a little earlier. Meadows gets a pass all the way across to Borowski on the right side. Gets it back into Mary Beth, almost taken away, but she brings it down. Shot up, foul line, no good. Rebound brought out by Fuller. And that's going to be, stolen away by Borowski. She turns, gets a shot up, and scores. A careless pass from Fuller comes off of a foot, and Borowski takes it right in the middle of the lane. Now to McClure. McClure tries to get a pass in. That's going to be errant. Stolen away by Borowski. She's going to drive the length of the floor. Layup up and good.
Yeah, she tried to hit the trailer right there, and the Stewart right behind her.
Borowski's so fast and quick. She was just able to jump in there and take that. Now Stewart loses the handle on the ball, but is able to get it back out to Caden Stewart. Stewart drives underneath the basket all the way across. Comes out on the other side. Now tries to drive in the lane. He's going to get into the rim and gets it up and down.
Lady Spartans had to work a little bit for that basket.
Yeah.
8-point game again, though, 31-23.
Well, if they had collapsed on her, she just dumped it off to 55. So
Exactly.
you're going to lose one way or the other there.
Lose situation down there with Hannah Fuller into the paint.
Ball fed into Honeycutt. Finds Hines on the three, and she drills it from the right-hand corner. That's going to be a double-digit now lead for the Mavericks. 11 points, 34-23. Kennedy Stewart drives in, gets a shot up, no good. Hines might have got a piece of that because that missed everything, and she comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, there's no reason at all, like you said, Jeremy's getting a hurry right now.
Now, this is not a position that these Spartans came into this game thinking they were going to be in. Dunlap with the ball underneath, shot up and good. They left her alone. Fuller had kind of leaked out, and she just turned and got about a 5-foot jump shot from the edge.
Ladies and gentlemen, you leave Ava Dunlap open from 5 feet. It's 9 times out of 10.
Long three from Stewart. In and out, no good. Rebound brought down by Fuller. Goes out to White. Back to the top to Kennedy Stewart. She's going to push up another three. Gets that one to go.
That was a lot better looking shot than the first one she attempted there.
Yeah, the first one was from way down there. It was one of those long shots. It was a long rebound. Now Meadows drives in, gets a shot up off glass, scores, and she's going to go to the line for another opportunity here. That old-fashioned three we like to talk about. And that's going to go against McClure, I believe.
The good old-fashioned three-point play.
And that's going to bring Caroline Dotson back in. She's going to get White. 12-point lead right now for the Mavericks, pinned in this foul shot. It's on the way, in and out. Rebound brought down by Hines. Hines turned, shot up, no good. Rebound tipped around, brought out by McClure.
The smallest one down there.
Spartans control up top to Dotson. Dotson's going to try to drive around, runs right into Hines. Hines takes it out of the air and gets it. Now she's being trapped here. She's going to bring it out across midcourt. Beats the trap herself to Dunlap. Dunlap pushes up a three. No good. She gets her own rebound, goes into Honeycutt. Honeycutt back out to Meadows. Meadows pushes up a three, leaves that one short. Rebound tipped around, brought out by Borowski. Mavericks doing a lot of work underneath here. Honeycutt controls now. Dunlap trying to fix her hair. The ponytails came out, and she's trying to get her. She's just going to play with her hair down for a second until we can get a stoppage in play to get that up. Mary Beth gets a shot up. It's going to be brought down by Stewart on the rebound. Pass into McClure. McClure turns shot up, and they're going to count that shot. Long continuation there, but it's going to be a foul too. She's going to have a chance at that three-point play.
That's going to go on Addison. That was a cheap foul right there. She just stuck her hand right in there.
They said it's going to give Ava Dunlap a chance to get that hair tucked back up. That's going to be the third foul on Hines. So let's see how they play that. 10-point lead right now. Foul shot up, no good. Tipped around, brought out by Dunlap. Dunlap's going to find Mary Beth. She goes in, thinks about going to Hines. Says she's going to drive all the way in, feeds over to Honeycutt. Honeycutt shot up off the, and can't get the bank shot to drop. That's just another one of those shots.
That's the highest percentage shot you can take.
Long three put up by Stewart as she comes down and she gets it. So she's heating up a little bit. Can't let her have that shot. It's going to cut it to a 7-point lead now, 38-31.
Yeah, she could turn this into a tie game in just a few quick possessions if James Monroe's not converting on their end.
Mavericks have cut this thing down to under 3 minutes in the third quarter.
You're going to have to D up on her.
Honeycutt drives in, going to be tied up. They're going to call the jump ball. Possession area is going to stay with the Mavericks. Somebody's going to have to come over here and try to throw this ball in. Okay, Dunlap's going to get in position now. Hines wide open there at the three. They get it into her. She's going to drive in the lane. Tries to get a pass into Borowski. It's going to go off her fingertips and out of bounds. And they're going to say to the Spartans. Crowd doesn't like that.
I believe that's going to get turned around here.
Yeah, Tony's going to come over and talk. Yeah, they're going to reverse that. So referee on this end, Tony Hood had a good look at that.
I'm not sure how he felt qualified to even make that call from the position he was in and the bodies were between him and the ball.
All right, Hines with the ball now. She goes in, Mary Beth. Mary Beth feeds back into Hines on the inside. She's going to work against Wooding now out to Dunlap. Dunlap pushes up a three. Drilled it. They left her all by herself, and she made them regret it. That's going to push it back to a 10-point lead, 41-31.
Well, that's beneficial. Definitely get those 3 points back. Get it back up to a 10-point ball game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Lady Mavericks are hitting some threes tonight. They're putting them up. They're hitting them. Once again, if we could find that one prolific three-point shooter that we had at the beginning of the season, this offense would be unstoppable.
Well, with the exception of a couple of ill-advised three-point attempts in the lead towards the end of the first quarter, the 3 points shots that they're taking are good shots to be taken. It's not one pass across the half-court line. Oh, I've got the ball. I'm behind the arc. I'm gonna shoot a three-pointer. While my 4 teammates are still on the other side of the timeline. None of that foolishness has been going on. They've been well-selected shots.
Exactly. I mean, you haven't seen the Lady Mavericks take I'm going to say a non-contested three-point shot. I think every single shot that we've had a three-pointer has been wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't always see that in every game we have. Sometimes there are some that get put up that we wonder about. Tonight, they've just been really good shot selections. They're going to pass the ball into Dotson on the inside. She's going to be double-teamed. They go back out to Stewart, pushes up another three, and got it. She is red hot right now. You have to account for her. That's quickly become her third three in the past few minutes.
Well, with Fuller on the bench, I'm not surprised. I'm not sure I wouldn't try to rotate some help over to her. Yeah.
Metta's ball tips off of her foot. It's going to be saved there by Borowski. Back to Metta's jump shot up. No good, left it short. Rebound brought out by Katie Stewart.
And thank goodness they didn't see it, but they had to go wide open on the front.
McClure with the ball in the corner, going to feed back up to Kennedy Stewart. Guard her close. She's going to go back out to Cadence, three-pointer in the air, and she got it. So the Stewarts have heated up, and this game is going to be back to a 4-point game just like that, 41-37. A minute and a half to go in the third.
2 possessions and no conversion on the other end. That's what you get right there.
Ball to Borowski. She's going to go in, shot up. Left that one short. Mavericks cooling off right now at a bad time. Now ball to Kennedy Stewart. She's going to push it up the court. Thinks about that three. Instead she goes to Dotson. Dotson drives in. Gets the ball. Stolen away there. Borowski got a hand on it. Went back out to Metas. Borowski was running down the court like Randy Moss with her hand in the air. Three-pointer up from Honeycutt. She got it.
Ladies and
that
gentlemen.
is what we've been waiting for. Borowski was running down the court with her hand in the air. They were looking for the pass. It just never got it. Three-pointer up in the air by Stewart. No good. Brought it down by Wooding. She's going to be double-teamed on the baseline. We're going to get a hand in. Jump ball. Goes to the Mavericks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Haley Honeycutt might have found her shot. That was probably the best-looking shot she's had all night. Set her feet, follow through. Perfection right there.
Addison Hines back into the game now. She's going to give Maggie Borowski a breather.
Yeah, James Ray taking her time to pick up some pressure here at the timeline, but it's under a minute left here in the third quarter. So
Mary Beth gets a screen, now feeds back in on the give and go, and she's going to be fouled as Hines goes in for the shot. I think they're going to get Wooding on that one. And it will be. So Addison's going to have a chance at 2 here. Mavericks with a 7-point lead now, 44-37.
Nobody say anything about FT, SHOTs.
Shot, got it. Second one in the air, and it doesn't go. Ball tipped. They're going to say it's out of bounds on the Mavericks. And as quick as that, Hines is going to check back out of the game. We're going to get Chloe Shires in. Borowski's going to come back in too and get Emily Bailey.
That's a good move right there by Coach Hines because you got 3 fouls on Addison Hines with 35 seconds in the third quarter.
Not anything you want to tack on right here. Stewart goes to her right, finds Caden Stewart. Going to go to McClure. McClure hands the ball back off to Kennedy Stewart. Works to her right. Defense stays right with her. We're down under 20 seconds now.
There wasn't set a pick up here at the top of the key. There it is.
Caden Stewart gets the ball, drives in, leaves it short, fought for, brought out by Borowski. She's going to use that speed all the way down the court. Layup, up and good, and we're going to get a blocking foul there. It didn't go. That was not a good shot. but she's going to get a blocking foul against Kennedy Stewart, and she's going to go to the line for 2. With 5 seconds to go, that's going to be 2 on Kennedy. We've seen Caden Stewart be able to play a lot of this game without picking up that 3rd foul. Shot in the air and got it. I remarked about how good that free throw looked when she was shooting on this end, and she's got it on this end too. That's just one of the better looking free throw forms. Got that one. 4 seconds to go, and they're going to feed back to White, now up to Caden Stewart. She's going to put up a full half-court shot. Got away with a little bit of push on the end of that.
A little bit of right hand out there.
But it's not going to go anyway. Mavericks are going to go into the 4th quarter with a 10-point lead. Don't go anywhere. Going to take a break and be back with the 4th quarter. All right, we're back. Let's get a quick look at the stats from the first 3 quarters action.
Got Mary Beth Meadows with 3 steals, 8 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. She's 0 of 1 from free throw line, 1 turnover, 2 fouls. Addison Hines with 3 steals, 3 blocks. She has 9 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 of 2 from free throw line, 2 turnovers, 3 fouls. Haley Honeycutt, 3 steals, 11 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 turnover, 1 foul. We'll be right back with the rest of the stats in just a second.
And that 3-pointer up from Caden Stewart, she hits it, so the Stewart sisters' streak of threes continues. Meadows tries to get the ball back out to Honeycutt. It's going to be stolen away. Ooh, almost able to get it away again. Instead, Kennedy Stewart's going to control. And there's a 3-pointer up from Caden Stewart, and just rejected right back at her. Spartans control. They were able to trap Shires. Leaves a 3-pointer all short. Now Honeycutt's going to have the ball. So what happened there is we were trying to transition back in. Caden Stewart put up a 3. It was rejected by Hines. Ball brought down by Shires, and then she was trapped on the baseline. Now Meadows with a 3. Oh, long rebound coming out. She's
going to be fouled.
She's going to be fouled, yeah. That's going to go against Caden Stewart.
Caden Stewart had a hold of her arm as she was trying to run for the rebound. That was a great call.
Tony Hood on the ball down there. So we're going to have an inbound play from the corner. Somebody's going to have to go over there and take that. It's going to be Mary Beth. He's going to get it out to Hines at the top of the key. Hines guarded by Dotson. A cutting Mary Beth. Drives in, shot up. There's going to be another foul. We'll see who that's on. Probably going to be on Ryan White. That is going to be on Ryan. So Mary Beth will go to the line for 2 here. She was in the act. 7-point lead here for the Mavericks, 47-40.
Need to convert these.
Shot on the way. Oh, man, just caught the front of the rim, rolled around, and back out.
And I could hear just before that free throw, Jim Justice saying, 6-1 in fouls, guys, 6-1 in fouls. So we'll watch to see what happens there, too.
Second shot on the way, got that one to go. Pushes it out to an 8-point lead now, 48-40, ticking down to 7 minutes to go in this game. Kennedy Stewart works to her left. It's going to go to White. White comes back to the top, finds Caden Stewart. Long 3 in the air, got it. She can't miss right now. Mavericks with a 5-point lead now after that 3, 48-43. Clock ticks down. Mary Beth hands off to Honeycutt. Honeycutt gets a bounce pass over to Shires. Shires in a little bit of trouble, gets a pass back out. It's going to be tipped away and out of bounds. Mavericks
you see James Monroe make these passes here when they're in pressure. None of the other James Monroe players, the person having the ball is coming to the ball. Everybody's kind of sitting back waiting for the ball to be thrown to them. That's not helping them any.
Ball into Hines. Going to put it on the court. Works against Fuller here. Works in kind of a mess. Now back out to Mary Beth. Into Borowski, who puts it up and good. They lost track of Borowski underneath, and Mary Beth found her. That's going to be up to a 7-point lead again now, 50-43. 6:15 to go in regulation. Kennedy Stewart works around to the top, goes to Cadence. They're going to guard her close wherever she is on this half right now. Ball kicked out to White, now back to Dotson. They're wanting to find this shots from one of these Stewarts right now. Get the ball to Kennedy. She comes to her right. Guarded just closely by Mary Beth. Gets a screen, puts a shot up, misses it. Rebound, going to be tracked down in the corner by White. She's going to be trapped there. A couple of Mavericks double team. They're going to get the foul call. I'm going to call that on Borowski. It's only the second team foul for the Mavericks in the half. Inbounds play here. Caden Stewart will have the ball. Gets it to White.
Fuller's going to flash up here and just.
White goes to Kennedy Stewart, back to Cadence in the corner. Three-pointer up, misses everything. Long rebound brought down by Dotson, who throws it off of Addison's leg and out of bounds. So we'll set this up on the other side and try again. This time it's going to be Kennedy Stewart to throw in. Flashing around, she's got Fuller in front of her. Said she's going to go all the way back out to Dotson. That ball's going to be stolen away by Honeycutt. Honeycutt's going to drive all the way in, goes up for the shot. Can't get it to go. A lot of contact, no whistle.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you do that.
Ball tracked down. She steals it away again, and they're going to get a foul. That's going to go against Caden Stewart. That's number 4. So 5:22 to go. Caden Stewart picks up her 4th foul, and that was all Honeycutt right there, just running that ball down and taking it away from her.
That's what you call hustle defense on a missed layup. Probably shouldn't have took the layup shot. But you made up for it by hustling down the floor.
But that foul 94 feet away from the basket is going to result in a 1-and-1 down here for Haley. 7-point lead for the Mavericks.
Yeah, and the 4th foul, over 5 minutes left.
Haley gets the roll on that one and gets it to drop. So pushes it back out to an 8-point lead and gives her another shot.
Be nice to see her pick up the 5th one right quick. And that's one less offensive problem James Monroe would have to worry about. Or, I'm sorry, defensive problem they'd have to worry about.
With 5:22 on the clock, we'll have to see what Coach Justice wants to do with this situation he's found himself in. Second shot on the way, off back iron, no good. Rebound brought out by White. White in some trouble here, looking for some help, now finds it in Kennedy Stewart. Stewart's going to cross midcourt, comes up, goes over to Caden Stewart. Long three up from Caden Stewart, misses everything. Hines jumps up and takes that out of the air. Caden Stewart feels like she's got range from everywhere on the floor right now. And Hines just going to walk this thing across midcourt and dribble. Not in any kind of hurry. Fuller's going to step out on her. She goes down, kicks it back out to Mary Beth. Beth drives in, goes over to Honeycutt. Honeycutt thought about that three. It said it's going to feed it all the way across to Borowski. They're just looking to run some clock right here. Now gets it to Mary Beth. Mary Beth is going to drive across. Switches, reverses, drives in, over to Hines. Hines cannot pass up this open three. Off the rim, no good. We're going to get a foul call here on the rebound. We're going to get that. That's going to go against Haley. You see it in her face. Only the 3rd team foul for the Mavericks. They got that clock down to almost 4:30 on that possession with this 8-point lead. So Mavericks are going to be looking to run as much clock as they can on these possessions when they get the ball. We'll see the Spartans are looking to get some quick shots.
There's no reason they couldn't hold that for
Kennedy Stewart with a three, gets it to go.
Wow, there's no reason they can't hold this ball for 4 minutes. No reason at all they can't do that.
Unless you put the press on.
Press here. Mavericks having some trouble getting this ball across. Now Borowski finally finds a hole and gets it through. Go over to Hines. Hines back up to Mary Beth. We'll see how long they can keep possession right here.
And they need to make sure they come to help.
Get it to Shires into Mary Beth. She drives in. We're going to get a foul underneath. That's going to go against Kennedy Stewart. It should be 3 on her. This will be a 1-and-1 for Mary Beth.
Yeah, we'll go see if we can.
You're probably going to see McClure here checking in for. No, I'm sorry.
She's going to come in for Fuller.
So they're going to have 5 guards on the floor. They're going to put the press on.
Yeah, that's all they're going to do is do everything they can, try to generate turnovers.
Yeah, I think right now I'm putting some tight pressure on both the Stewarts and daring anybody else on that court to beat me. First shot on the way. Got it. We'll be back to a 6-point lead now for the Mavericks, 52-46, exactly 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Shot's on its way. Left that one off the front of the rim. Rebound brought out by White. A couple times down the court here where Mavericks have had some free throws. They get one and not the other. And there's going to be just an ill-advised foul on Hines as she just lunged in toward the ball. It's going to be fourth on her, so she's going to have to play very carefully for the next few minutes.
Pay a nickel for that foul and get changed back.
In fact, we're going to get Emily Bailey up at the scores table right now. She's going to get Hines out of the game. So we'll see if they do some offensive-defensive switching here for the next few minutes of this game and try to get Hines in for some offensive possession.
Well, just guarantee there's going to be.
We're going to get a timeout here by the Spartans.
I don't look for anything different. Greenbrier East are going to set that pick up there at the top of the key, and if it doesn't work the first time, they're going to drive the ball around, come back out, do it again, and do it again until they get their shot.
Yeah, I don't think there's any mystery on what they're going to try to run here. So we'll see what Coach Hines can draw up. 3:45 to go in this fourth quarter. I don't want to say game yet because this is a close one.
I think James Monroe needs to understand is they're going to get a lot of pressure defense, and when they do, they need to come back to help. Just not leave the poor girl on an island down there without even a glass of water to drink.
Yeah.
You know.
You're going to have the press for Greenbrier East, that's for sure. Like I said, when they took Hannah Fuller out, as a basketball coach myself, you put 5 guards on the floor, you're pressing 100% of the time, full court, and you're trying to build this lead. You're trying to get steals. You're trying to build this lead back up. So that way maybe you could get Hannah Fuller back in the game and maybe you could run a couple offensive sets. But, like you said, James Monroe, the way you beat the press, pass the ball. Do not leave the one person dribbling the ball on an island by themselves. Stay with them until you get across half court and then go and set your offense up.
Important point here. Greenbrier East has 1 foul left to give before they're going to be in double bonus.
And like I say, the Stewart sisters, they're in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Kaden Stewart, she can't foul. She has 4. And Kennedy Stewart, she has 3.
It's going to be Kennedy Stewart with the ball. She controls. No secret about the look they're wanting to get here. Mavericks playing tight defense against the Stewarts from far out into McClung. Feed back into Kaden Stewart. She gets a shot underneath and gets it up to go.
Was not expecting that.
2-point play instead of a 3. We'll see the press. Roski's working here against Fuller. Pass over to Mary Beth, and she's able to come up and get it. Steps in, jump shot up. No good.
Wow.
Rebound brought out by White.
Why take that shot?
Now over to Kennedy Stewart. 3:10 to go on the clock. Stewart's going to drive. Goes over to Dotson. Dotson pushes up the 3. In and out, no good. Rebound brought out by Haley Honeycutt. And we're going to get a jump ball call. That's going to go to the Mavericks.
Now, they need to realize, James Monroe, just because they beat their defender and they have numbers does not mean they need to take the shot as soon as they get across the timeline.
Timeout here for the Mavericks. We're going to get Addison Hines back in with that. And that might be what he's getting ready to tell them. Don't rush this thing.
Actually, Boomer, I think that was a timeout by Greenbrier East.
Was it?
They took 2 straight timeouts back-to-back.
Okay, we'll take that too.
Well, the ref just signaled East there.
I think Jim Justice seen something there with the press on how James Monroe beat the press, and they only beat it with one person dribbling the basketball all the way down the floor and then passing it over. And like we said, you don't have to shoot it if you beat your defender. Work the ball around, work the clock, take a good shot. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mary Beth, that was a good shot, open shot, but you're up 4. Use the clock to your advantage.
Yeah, James Monroe's ahead. They should not feel the pressure of the clock. The other team should. Let them run out and commit a cheap foul. They put you on the line for a 1-on-1.
To point out
some
of the
coming up on two shots the rest of the game. Now we're going to press off inbound play again.
Body language here from the Mavericks. Mary Beth Meadows and Haley Honeycutt were walking back onto the court. Looks like they were telling a joke to each other. So no pressure here on them. Honeycutt stops, is going to push up a wide open 3. She drilled it from the left-hand wing. And that's what we were talking about. That's what Haley Honeycutt can do at any point to you. Just because she went cold for a little while doesn't mean she was going to stay that way. White with a 3 on the other end. In and out, no good. Rebound fought for, out of bounds. And it's going to go to the Mavericks. They're going to take a 7-point lead with 2:40 and the ball.
Safe money said hold the ball, but what do I know? They go down there and drop 3 on them. So
That's why we're
can't
up.
complain.
No. Stolen away. It was a little too tall for Hines. White gets it into Dotson. Dotson drives in. They're going to foul her, and I'll give her the easy shot. So she's going to go to the line for 2. Honeycutt was looking to get it to Hines and just left it a little bit tall.
I'm going to tell you, that 3 Haley Honeycutt just put up, that's why we're sitting up here broadcasting the game instead of down there coaching or playing, because they just made us eat our words.
Shot on the way, short. Doesn't get that one to go. 7-point lead now. Greenbrier with another foul shot.
This right here, you have got to box out Caden Stewart. Addison Hines, you've got to box her out because she's going to go for that rebound.
And it's going to be good. Mavericks with the ball. They're going to press, gets it into Mary Beth. She's in a little bit of trouble here, and they're going to call a jump ball. She was double teamed. That's going to stay possession arrow to the Mavericks.
No, it's going to be the East, isn't it?
They just switched it back to that way. The possession arrow was pointed toward the Mavericks.
Yeah, but it was East because they had the last one. I think they switched the arrow. 6-point
lead. You're trying to get the ball in. It's into McClure. Goes to White. Back out to Stewart's going to get an open 3. Gets it. They lost track of Stewart, and she got the 3. And they're going to be a foul. That's going to be on Dotson. So we'll be going to this end. Maggie Borowski's going to get a 1-and-1 situation. 3-point game now.
That'll be the last 1-and-1 too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but that was definitely a moving screen on Caroline Dotson because Ava could not get to Kennedy Stewart. She was moving her all the way around.
Borowski with the ball in her hand, in the air, got it. That extends to a 4-point lead now, a 2-possession game with 2:21. Ready for her second shot. On the way. Oh, off the back iron, no, but long rebound out to Borowski. Stepped in and got her to herself, down to Mary Beth, now to Honeycutt, back to Mary Beth. Mavericks can run a little bit of clock right here. They don't need to push this issue, and Mary Beth's going to start running around in circles. So she's just having some defenders chase her over to Honeycutt, and we're going to get a foul. It's going to be
on Stewart.
Yeah, that's going to be it for Caden Stewart.
Oh,
and they're going to assign that. They're going to assign that to McKenna McClure. So both right there in the area. That's going to go on McClure, but hey, we're into double bonus now. Mary Beth's going to get 2 shots, and anybody from the Mavericks after this is going to get 2 shots. On its way, got it.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, what James Monroe has to do here is if Greenbrier East comes and traps you, you got to pass the ball quick. You got to get the ball out quick. You can't let them trap you.
Second shot up for Mary Beth. Short, can't get the roll. Rebound brought down by White. She has been active on those boards. Ball over to Dotson. He's going to find Caden Stewart. Thought about the 3. Instead, we're going to get a travel violation there. As she, and she throws the ball back at Tony. Tony's going to let her get away with it. I'm almost surprised there that Tony actually didn't call the technical on that. But he's going to let her play on. He's not going to put her out of the game on that. Ball over now to Ava. She taken away from her. Gets a shot at the rim, though. She lost the ball, found it on the other side of the defender, threw it up and scored.
I believe that East thought this was going to get a double dribble there, but it was definitely contact by an East player there in the middle. She's screaming for the double dribble call there now, but it's not going to get it.
Both, and there's a couple technicals you could throw out right now because the assistant coach is really showing up to the referee right here. He's going to let her get away with it, too. They're going to let them talk for a minute, but that's not going to do them any good. So 1:47 to go in this game. Mavericks with a 7-point lead.
There's a fellow with a shaved head down there in the corner who I happen to know who finds all of this extremely funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something. I've watched basketball for a long time. And I don't think I've ever had to write down a stat or even just watch a stat of a assist and a basket by the same player.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably closer to a turnover, a steal, and then a score. That's the only way you could score it, really.
I don't know what it was because, honestly, Ava had it come off the Greenbrier East player. So Greenbrier East player actually gave her the assist.
Maverick's going to press. Almost stole the ball away. Instead, Caden Stewart is going to have control. Goes over, finds Dotson. Dotson feeds into White. White turns, get a shot up. It's rejected by Hines. It's going to go out of bounds, and it goes out of bounds in Ryan White's hands.
Yeah, she was trying to.
So it's going to be
the
Maverick
ball
ball.
off her. I believe her foot was on the line whenever she.
Yeah, Hines rejected it, and White caught it out of bounds. And we're going to get a call here. What's it going to be? Out of bounds on the Spartans. Wanted to foul there, I think, but we're going to take the out of bounds. A minute 33 left. Mavericks 7-point lead. Lofted pass into the backcourt to Hines. She's going to be picked up there by Dotson. Gets it across. Now get the ball to Mary Beth. Mavericks just want to run as much as they can. Spartans not pushing the issue here. They need to foul. Mavericks can just run this clock as much as you'll let them. And there's a foul on Caden Stewart. She is out of the game. And
she just realized. I don't think she thought about it. She was in the moment.
As soon as I think she wanted to foul and then tried to change her mind right as she came up. It was too late. She had committed. And as soon as she made contact, she grimaced. She realized
what had happened. She realized somebody needed to foul. She just.
Yeah, but you don't want
forgot that it was her
to be the one.
Her.
Yeah, to get your 5th foul there. So Mary Beth Meadows will be going to the line for 2. A minute 19. Caden Stewart, who has just been an absolute terror for Greenbrier East in this half, is going to be to the bench for the rest of this one.
It's a nightmare you have when you eat too much spicy food at night.
That's going to be all the defense going on. Kennedy Stewart now.
Shot up from Meadows, got it. Ready for her second. Ball misses, but a long rebound out to Dunlap, and she's going to be fouled.
We had a timeout.
Oh, we got a timeout. Okay.
What James Monroe wants, I'm thinking coach is probably saying, hey, look, make
What was you saying, Jamie?
So make sure you don't give East an opportunity to score with the clock stopped. Don't put them on the free throw line.
And also, don't leave number 2.
Mavericks going to be able to inbound here.
Of course, after they get the ball back, I should say.
Hines with the ball. They're going to have to foul quickly. Oh, it's stolen away by Dotson as they tried to hand it. She just took it away. They're going to drive all the way in, and we're going to get a foul on that end. Borowski's not going to let them have the easy shot, so she's going to make her go to the line and earn it.
As you were just saying, Jamie.
Don't give them an opportunity to score with the clock stopped with 1 minute 8 seconds left.
And then if they score, they can put the press on.
Eight-point lead here, 1:08 to go. 2 foul shots coming. Shot in the air, in and out, doesn't get it to go. That's what the Mavericks are hoping for. Had a fast break layup there. Borowski caught up and fouled. And that's saved them a point anyway. So let's see what happens on the second one. Shot in the air, doesn't get it to go. Rebound, tipped around. Oh, it's going to be brought out by Dotson, but ball's tipped. Now back into White. And a travel by White. So that foul by Borowski looks really good right now.
She was wanting to get the ball to Fuller so bad.
The Mavericks 1:01 to go. They're 1:01 away from a victory here against a really good team. They break across midcourt, gets it up to Hines.
Without the ball hitting the ground one time.
Hines is going to dribble around, gets it over to Mary Beth. Still no foul. Ball's on the ground now. Oh, and there's going to be the foul as Borowski went down to get it. She was just absolutely trucked over by McKenna McClure.
James Monroe several times tonight. They've had better luck this game than any other game. It's been a really good press, and I will bring this up and say no more about it. They beat the press religiously this evening by passing the ball. I've seen them do it once or twice a game, but they've been able to do it consistently pretty much throughout whenever they needed to.
That's
a good.
Yeah, McClure's coming out. We're going to have Wooding come in.
And that's a good sign at this point in the season for them to be able to beat the press without dribbling the ball.
Exactly. Especially, like you said, not a slouch team in Greenbrier East. We've beat a press on a great team by Greenbrier East.
Shot up leaves it strong. So the past couple shots she's taken for the foul line have been strong. Still good-looking form to that shot. So let's see if she can get this next one. Make this a 9-point game with 45 seconds to go.
Better find.
In the air, got it. It's when you have a shot that is that technically good, you're just not going to miss a lot of them. So ball's up to Dotson. He's going to drive in, out of control. He's going to double dribble. That's going to go back to the Mavericks. 37 seconds to go, and you can sense this one in the air, folks. The crowd knows it. Student section is getting into things with their cheers down there right now. 9-point lead, 37 seconds to go. But you got to get it across midcourt, and the Mavericks are going to do that, and they're going to get it over to Honeycutt. She's going to hold the ball. They're going to be fouled there. So Honeycutt will be going to the line for 2. This is going to be a free throw contest for the Mavericks the rest of the way.
That's 5 on Dotson.
Yeah,
she's going to be walking back. And we're going to have, I'm not sure, that's number 3. Kiki Bagut is going to come into this game.
She played on the JV team. Smoking little fingertips there from her in the JV game.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I remember that. But it tells you that East has exhausted their bench right now.
Yeah.
First shot's up and good for Honeycutt.
By putting her in the game.
Second one, no good. Long rebound brought out, and it's going to be Meadows who controls. She's going to be knocked down. No foul to Borowski. A lot of contact here. I think we're just let this one run out. Now to Meadows, they're going to come over and foul her. That's going to be Kennedy Stewart. So they're not done yet. Going to be 4 on her. 10-point game for the Mavericks. 19 seconds to go.
All academic by now, but by bringing Kiki in, actually East really doesn't give up the ability to score a 3-point shot with her.
Shot on its way.
Oh, my.
Left it very short. Didn't find anything. Mavericks still in a good mood there. A lot of laughter coming from their bench after that shot.
I think you can chalk that one up to adrenaline on beating a Quad A school.
Second shot's on the way. Didn't leave it short, but can't get it to go off the back of the rim. And we're going to get a foul. That's going to go against Haley Honeycutt down here on this end against Fuller. We walk to this end and shoot foul shots. So that's going to be the first bonus shots coming. And that might be the best offense you can do is just send them down here for some 1-on-1s the rest of the game and not let them have any shots at a 3. Kennedy or Stewart is still on the floor. One and one. Shot up from Fuller. She hit some earlier. Doesn't get that one. Rebound brought down by Hines. Hines goes to Borowski. Borowski's looking to get it across. Now going to go back to Hines. Hines going to go to Meadows. The press is off. This game is ticking away. And that's going to be it, folks. The Mavericks come in tonight, swap around what was a 20-point loss to start the season, and they're going to walk out with a 10-point victory against arch rival Greenbrier East.
And there's not been a lot of games in which James Monroe's been underdogs this year, but this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, no taking any respect away from Greenbrier East. That is a great team. That's a team that you can get in the state championship that can go a long way.
Perennial powers.
Yeah, and that's a crown in the Mavericks tonight, signature win on the season for them, and exactly what the doctor ordered after that loss.
Exactly. That's just what I was going to say. We remarked at the beginning of the game that was something that James Monroe could look forward to coming out here with, a little bit of redemption, a lot of redemption against the last game that they played this on the calendar, not to mention the first game they played against East this year.
We'll be right back with your player of the game final stats. Don't go anywhere.
You can talk. You got this, Haley. Hey, Haley, you don't have to talk. You can just listen to me and Boomer, and just say yeah, or something like that.
Okay.
You don't have to talk a lot.
Yeah. Don't ask me any hard questions.
How are you at math? That's what we're going to do. We're going to ask math problems.
I'm not good at math at all.
Don't worry, you're fine. All right, we are back. Mavericks come in tonight and knock off Quad A, Greenbrier East, 10-point victory. Jeremy, how'd it play out?
Mary Beth Meadows with 3 steals, 12 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. She was 4 of 7 from free throw line, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls. Addison Hines with 3 steals, 5 blocks, 9 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 of 2 from free throw line, 2 turnovers, 4 fouls. Maggie Borowski, 16 points, 6 steals, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. She was 6 of 8 from free throw line, 1 turnover, 3 fouls. Chloe Shires with 1 block, 2 rebounds, no fouls. Ava Dunlap, 1 steal, 6 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds, 0 of 1 from free throw line, 1 turnover, 1 foul. And the last stat, Emily Bailey with 1 foul. You might say, did you miss somebody? I sure did. It's our player of the game, senior Haley Honeycutt. She finished the night with 5 steals, 16 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Let me do my math real quick. 4 of 8 from free throw line, 1 turnover, and 3 fouls.
We have Haley Honeycutt here with us right now. So, you started the season off against this team, and I believe they had a 20-point victory in that game. What happened between then and there? What did you learn about that team in that game that helped you out tonight?
I basically learned that the only 2 main people that they have are Cadence and Kennedy. So if we shut them down, then I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, you did a great job of shutting them down in the first half. They heated up in the second. I don't think there was anything you could have done. They were just hitting shots from everywhere they took. But you were able to respond on offense. You started the season out, you were kind of on a tear from three-point land. We were talking about some of the all-time great three-point shooters and comparing you with them back in those days, people like Kaylee Hughes. But
Gracie Mann.
Yeah, cooled off a little bit, but you kind of found your stroke there tonight. So how did that feel?
It felt pretty good.
Yeah, you had some open looks there in the first half, and they just weren't dropping. I mean, they were good-looking shots. We thought they were going to go and just had a lid on the rim, but then you found it here in the second half.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm going to tell you right now, us 3 up here are your biggest fans when you're shooting threes, because we're like, she found it. She found it. There it is, right there.
What we talked about during the game, that you were able to convert on a lot of transition offense. You had a lot of steals. So one thing we mentioned was not letting some of the offensive struggles you had get in your way on defense and be able to make an impact on the game there. What do you think about that? Is that an attitude you come in with?
Yeah, usually when I know that I'm not doing the best on offense, I just look forward to getting the ball back on defense and just trying again.
Just as you said that, Boomer, I'm going back to that one play where she got the steal, took it coast to coast. There was a defender in her way. I myself was up here saying she probably shouldn't have took that shot, but you raced all the way back down the floor, 94 feet, and got a foul on Kaden Stewart, her 4th foul, which was huge.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, you know, you've been a big part of this team for several years, since your sophomore year, I believe. Started a lot of games, a lot of experience. I've always felt like you brought kind of an edge to this team. You think that's right?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that something you wear out there with some pride? Do you
Yeah.
bring some edge to it? Yeah. That comes off in your play, like I said, on defense there. But so what did you come in the game plan with tonight? Did you know you were going to see that much pressure from them?
I honestly expected it because they kind of done the same thing last time. But I came in and I was just ready to win. Like, I wasn't even thinking about anything else.
How much did the game against Riverview play into coming out tonight like y'all did? Did you want to come in here and get this win a little bit more, or was
Yeah.
it one you were going to win anyway?
Well, we just wanted to get this win more.
Yeah, one you had circled, and
Yeah.
that just kind of highlighted it. Well, Haley, we're glad we got you up here. Glad you found that stroke tonight, and I hope that keeps going, because this, I tell you what, this team has a chance to go a long way this year. Yeah, all right.
All right, well, thank you.
That is Haley Honeycutt, player of the game, senior star for the Mavericks. And that's going to be it for us tonight. Mavericks walk away with a 62-52 win against arch rival Spartans, and riding high right now. We're going to be back Friday night. The boys are going to have Bluefield in here. It's going to be the same kind of atmosphere, same kind of game, so don't miss that.
Everyone, God bless.